What's going on, guys? I hope you're ready for another tactics test. And today we are looking at Julien Nagelsmann's 4-2-3-1. Yes, the coach of Bayern Munich, who has had massive success in the Bundesliga. And he is only 35 years old. That is really impressive, let's be fair. So let's have a look at how the team lines up. In goal, it's a sweeper keeper set to support. No additional instructions. At fullback, we have set them to wing backs. On the right, they're set to support with the instruction of sit narrower. And on the left, with attack, again, told to sit narrower in that position. In the centre of your defence, two ball-playing defenders, both set to defend. Neither one of these have additional instructions, so they are just going to try and get the ball into the midfield for you. Then in your midfield, you have your deep-lying playmaker set to defend and your box-to-box midfielder, who is set to support. And then you have your front three. On the right, an inverted winger set to support, and we're going to allow him to roam from that position, so he's not going to be marked out of the game. In the middle, an attacking midfielder set to attack again, roaming from position, but at the same time looking to move into those channels and try and get in between the lines to exploit some space. And on the left, an inverted winger. Now, they're not going to be allowed to roam from the position, so your two creative outlets are your right winger and your attacking midfielder, and up front, a pressing forward set to attack with the instruction of shoot more often. So all in all, not too much out of the box thinking, pretty much how it comes out when you load those positions in the game. Team instructions then, we're set to a positive mentality. When we've got the ball, we're going to play narrow and we're going to pass the ball into space, but we are going to look to use overlaps as well. So the wide areas of the pitch are going to be key. Shorter passing at a slightly higher pace, so quick one-touch football. Excuse me, one-touch, two-touch football, and trying to pass it around in triangles to exploit a bit of space and to try and get through the lines of our opposition. When we lose the ball in transition, we're going to counter-press, and as soon as we win that ball, we are going to counter-attack. So we're going to get the ball to our striker, get it to our attacking players, and try and score on the break. We're also going to distribute the ball quickly from the goalkeeper to our defenders by a short kick. So you'll likely see it going to the fullbacks who are pushing up to that halfway line. And then out of possession, high press. So we have a high press up front. So that front six, are going to be pressing the goalkeeper and the defence and the midfielders for the opposition. And then your back four are going to sit in a standard line, so not to be exploited by the balls over the top. They're going to look to mop up what your two midfielders can't and try and get that sorted. We're also going to prevent short goalkeeper distribution, so we're going to try and stop them playing out to their defence. We're not telling our players to either stay on their feet or get stuck in, so disciplinary issues shouldn't occur with this tactic. But you never know. It is Football Manager after all. Anyway, so as we always do, if you haven't seen one of these before, let me explain how it works. 3 seasons with 3 different teams. We start with Arsenal, then we go to AC Milan, and then we go to Borussia Dortmund, and we try the same tactic with all 3 teams. We leave our assistant manager in charge and we simulate the season with the only instruction be to play this tactic. He cannot change it, but he can pick whatever squad he wants to play. We're not going to enforce a set 11 on him because we don't know how form will fluctuate over the course of the season. That doesn't make sense. At the end of the episode, we put it into a table, and at the end of Football Manager 23's lifespan, we will then announce who has won. Now, it is pretty close at the top. There is a clear loser so far, but it is pretty close at the top. And Monday's video with just 86 points is definitely propping that table up by, I think it's like 140 points. It's trailing the closest so far, which is shocking. Anyway, let's get on with the first season. Let's see how we got on with Arsenal, and then we will see exactly how successful this tactic was. I'm expecting lots of goals. Let's find out. All right, then, so season 1 with Arsenal is in the books. Let's find out how we got on. In terms of the league table, first of all, then we finished 3rd, which is pretty good, actually. 9 points behind Liverpool. I'm sure that is the closest we've been to Liverpool or the team winning the league at any point over the course of us doing these tactic tests. Gabriel Jesus got 27 league goals, finished 2 behind Erling Haaland in the terms of the league overall score as well. Let's have a look at how we got on for the entire season. Then Jesus got 38 goals over the whole course of the season. Martinelli, 11 goals, 11 assists. And Odegaard, 11 goals and 8 assists. Bukayo Saka, wow, 13 assists over the course of the season. And then Fabio Vieira also got 14 goals, 12 assists. So they were quite shared around, a lot of creativity in the team. And defensively, We were really good. Only 45 goals conceded over the whole season. But in the league, 29 goals, 29 conceded. So it looks like Matty Turner played a few, 9 and 10. We were so close to winning this league. We were top for a long period of time. You can see all the good results we had here. And then it just fell apart here. This is where we lost the title. So many draws and so many defeats at the back end of the season. Going out to Inter Milan in the round of 16 of the Europa League. Again, it's not great. We got to the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. And we got to the 5th round of the FA Cup. So it's not been a bad season, actually. That's really good for Arsenal. So 75 points in total. That'll go into the table. And then we'll have a look at how we get on. We're now going to head over to Italy and see how we got on in Serie A. All right, so our season with AC Milan is now completed. Let's have a look how we got on. So we actually won the league. Amazing. So we've had 2 really good seasons with this tactic. You can see it here. We were struggling at one point. We were down at 7th at the start of the season. We dropped as low as 14th. And then we just went on this big run here and got to the top, and we never relinquished it after we got up there. In terms of the Coppa Italia Fanta, we were knocked out in the semi-finals by Inter Milan. In the Coca-Cola Super Cup, we finished runners-up to Inter Milan. How bloody frustrating is that? Manchester City. Let's not get them too mistaken. Knocked us out of the UEFA Champions League as well. Now, there is a game from the AC Milan season that I want to bring you. Let's have a look at what happened when we played Empoli. Now, the reason we're watching it from this angle is so you can get an idea of what this tactic actually does. Now, this game, we ran out 8-0 winners, and that ball over the top there from Tonaloni was absolutely fantastic. Let's just take this out a little bit more so we can see both goals. There we go. And I think once we got ahead, we just didn't stop. Senamakas there, cutting inside. And that is where those wingers and those fullbacks and the inverted play on the wing is important. Poor clearance here, but Theo, we've pushed our fullbacks up. Remember, in this tactic, Theo Hernandez wins the ball and puts it back to Giroud. This is why we play in such an attacking formation and attacking system. So it's 3-0 at half time, and the second half was all one-way street as Di Cattileri pounces on a mistake. But you can see the overload we're getting and how in every single attack, if you look, we only have our 2 centre-backs back. So theoretically, this tactic is there to be counter-attacked on, but it very rarely happens. Even now, you can see the centre-backs are pushing up. In fact, if we were to lose the ball now, that we are all, 15 yards in their half, which is a ridiculously high line to play. Tonaloni with a fantastic free kick, which Carney probably should have done better, but he didn't. But, and you can get a real sense of what you'll get with this tactic. I do think it works, and what 2 seasons we've had so far. 3rd with Arsenal, won the league with AC Milan. Let's see how we got on with Dortmund. All right, then, so the Bundesliga season is now in the bag. Let's see exactly what happened. Now, we finished 7th. We didn't get any European football. We finished comfortably 7th, but we couldn't push into those European places. So, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, as Meatloaf said. Let's have a look at how the actual team did. Adami was the league's top scorer with 24 goals. And if we have a look at the rest of the squad, Sebastian Haller obviously came back from injury, played 15 times, 14 of them off the bench, actually got 5 goals, which isn't bad. Marco Reus, 13 goals. Torgan Hazard got 6. And that's pretty much it. Over the course of the season, Karim Ademi got 33 goals, which is really good. And in goal, Craig Cabell. It's the first time I've seen this tactic be really weak defensively. 48 conceded, 60 in the league, 67 overall. So, yeah, not a great season with Dortmund, but we still got 55 points. So let's just have a look at how many points that gives us in total. That gives us a grand total of 211. So we've done 5 in the league so far. This puts it in 3rd place, which isn't bad. If the disappointing thing is, if you have a decent season there, right, and we get, say, 70 points, this goes top. It's been massively let down, I think, by Borussia Dortmund. However, what I would say about the tactic, my opinion on it, I think it's a really good tactic. I think over the course of the season, if you were tweaking it and put in play, managing it properly, you'd have a lot of success with it. I do think it's one of the better ones we've tried. It's probably the more consistent ones we've tried. If we have a look at the data hub, just with Dortmund, obviously we didn't do this with us. We're ahead in shots per game, expected goals per game, We're ahead of that. But Dortmund let us down defensively, whereas AC Milan and Arsenal didn't. Remember, you would probably wager Arsenal and Dortmund in terms of their respective leagues are around about the same. So I would give this one easily a solid 8 out of 10. I think it's a really good tactic. I have used this tactic before when I've been just messing around with kind of Let's Play and my career mode series just to see if it works and how it looks and that kind of thing. It can be tweaked, and I think it would work really well with some in-game management. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Our next episode is going to bring you the Parky way, and then we're going to look to recreate the Pep Guardiola system at Manchester City as well and see how we get on with that. Anyway, remember, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, and hit that thumbs up, and let me know in the comments if you're going to use this tactic and what you think maybe should change from the way that it's set out. And I'll see you all in the next episode. You have a good one, guys.